Hello again, welcome to part 2 of our video. Here we're talking about question number 4. Again, the directions asked you to use your rational root theorem to find any rational roots of the polynomial, and then we can use the quadratic formula to figure out any of our irrational roots. So let's use our rational root theorem first. We need to look at our constant term here, list out all the factors. So factors of 10 are going to be 1, 2, 5, and 10. Divided by factors of our leading coefficient here, which is 1 and 3. So we need to test out 1 divided by 1 is 1, 1 divided by 3, 2 divided by 1, 2 divided by 3, 5 divided by 1, 5 divided by 3, 10 divided by 1, and 10 divided by 3. So that's a lot of different numbers that we need to go ahead and test through a little YouTube magic right now. I happen to know that negative 5/3 works, so I'm just going to start there. So if I use negative 5/3 as my outside number here in my box, I'm going to do a little synthetic division. So it means I have to drop down my coefficients. All right, and I know you guys are already hating me right now because you know that I'm going to make you do the division with fractions, but go ahead and use your calculators whenever you need to. So 3 times negative 5/3 is negative 5. If I add that together, I get negative 30. Negative 30 times negative 5/3 is going to give us a positive 50. Negative 44 plus positive 50 is positive 6. 6 times negative 5/3 is going to give us negative 10. So beautiful, exactly as we expected to get. We have the 0 there. That's because we know that negative 5/3 is a factor. So again, I'll put in my variables here. I'm going to start with one less degree than what I started with. The original problem is an x cubed. So that means I'm going to have an x squared here. This will be my linear term, and this will be my constant term. So this is an f of x function. If I was going to write out my function here, I could write out x plus 5/3. And then 3x squared minus 30x plus 6. So this is where the problems probably lie for people, is that they're trying to factor our trinomial in here. It's just not factorable. So the only way to get the irrational roots from here then is going to be, again, to use our quadratic formula. So if we do it out by hand, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So x equals, I'll start simplifying. Again, plugging this all into the calculator is helpful. If you have the quadratic formula still on your calculator from our quadratics unit, please go ahead and use that. It is completely fine. Looks like this comes out to 828 underneath the radical, and then 6. So from there, the square root of 828 is going to be approximately 28.7. So I'm going to look at 30 plus the 28.7 over 6, and 30 subtract the 28.7 over 6. So again, using the calculator as much as possible to try to get the most exact answers. Looks like first one comes out to be about 0.2. So 0.2 comma 0 is one of our zeros. If I do 30 subtract the 28.77 and divide that by 6, I get approximately, one of them's going to be a plus. Let's try that again. 30 plus our 28.7 divided by 6 is going to be 9.8 approximately, comma 0. And then our original answer, that negative 5/3, I'll just leave that as a fraction. That's totally fine. That's going to be our last one. So I had already checked these answers prior on Desmos. So if we looked for the x-intercepts of this f of x function, we got the negative 1.667 is going to be our negative 5/3. And then we get our 0.2 and then our 9.8. So we see that our answers do match up, so we know we did it correctly. So as of right now, just keep in mind that you can use your calculators to help check your answers. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for part 3.